Hey everyone, this is Emma Paz presenting Coastal People Watch as Rock Technology's submission to Esri's Health and Climate App Challenge this year. So, climate change. Yeah, it's happening. Sea level rise as a consequence of climate change? Oh, that's gotta be real too. Because as global temperatures keep increasing, our planet's water cycle is bound to keep speeding up. Meaning, less snow and ice, more sudden heavy rain, and all that water's gotta go somewhere. Might as well be the oceans, right? I mean, they're kind of downhill and the end of the road for all of our earthly waterways. Not to mention, with warmer seasons, the properties of water are bound to change. Expanding molecules are literally going to take up more room. Is that why my toes swell when I run? Anyway, back to sea level rise. We may not know exactly how fast it's happening or when any particular rise is going to hit, but for those of us along the coast, meaning more than half of humanity, isn't it more important to know what to expect so that we may know the consequences and potentially even prepare ahead of time? Enter Coastal People Watch, a mobile-ready web app built through the Bootstrap framework using Esri's API for JavaScript. Before the wake of climate change-related phenomena like sea level rise, Coastal People Watch can be a tool to help officials and public citizens alike anticipate its potential effects and plan effectively. This means having accurate estimates of the number of people and homes that may be affected as waters inundate our streets, as well as knowing where to go for help by mapping the critical facilities and evacuation routes in our area, all in lieu of the various available sea level rise scenarios. Ultimately, Coastal People Watch, if made available along every coast, should help reduce the strain on emergency health and human services that will inevitably be required in the aftermath of something like rising ocean waters. Are you ready for a demo yet? Alright, so welcome to Coastal People Watch. You're greeted by a welcome screen, and now let's tour the actual app. We'll start up top with the main menu, where there's a help document if you find yourself that you need extra help. Back to the app. Here's a list of resources. Some of these are where we actually got the data for the app. There's a tool to upload a shapefile. We'll come back to this. And then there's a list of Esri base maps. Here's the imagery base map. You can play around with whatever you want to see on the map. I'd rather stick with the nice gray. Makes everything else pop. Alright, over to the map. Here you'll be able to access your location if you allow the computer to do so. If you want to go back to the home extent and start over, that's possible. Or you could search by an address. So we'll search for City Hall, downtown. Pops up, maps us right to it. Okay. Feel like we're zoomed in too much, so let's back up. Alright. So now you'll notice some tools on the left-hand side. There's a sea level rise slider where you can control sea level rise from 0 to 6 feet. And there's a couple buttons that manipulate, turn on and off a couple of layers. The critical facilities that are clickable on the map, tells you whether it's a school or what kind of facility. And then there's evacuation routes. Those are provided by FEMA, also clickable. Okay, so those are those buttons. And then you'll notice at the very bottom the grid for results. So as you toggle sea level rise, you'll notice some numbers popping up, and the numbers are the results of data analysis that was done through Esri's ArcMap desktop software. The data coming from the city of Charleston, data like streets and address points, the US Census, where we got the 2010 block level census data, and then FEMA, the evac routes, and of course NOAA providing the actual sea level rise data. So as you notice, toggling sea level rise, you see the numbers update. These are actual numbers and percentages, real data, real impact. A little bit of alarming, but you know, the point is to plan ahead of time. Now, if you say, I'm not in Charleston, well, here's a tool that could apply to you. If you have a zipped up shapefile like the one I'm showing here for Santa Rosa County in Florida. I can import it and pop it on the map. And then I can use the rest of the map as I would because the sea level rise data is available nationwide. With that, we're going to wrap up our demo and say thanks for your time, and we hope our app shows to be useful, not only as a concept, but as a real life, ready to use tool. Thanks so much, guys.